Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about irises. Now, a lot of my irises are in full bloom, some are done, and some are up and coming. And one of the reasons I love irises so much is that they are unmatched in the number of colors you can get, the bloom times, the different varieties that can stretch the blooms across the season. I just absolutely love irises. And they're indestructible, literally indestructible. So let me show you some of the iris varieties that I have and show you how I stretch the color that they give throughout the season. Now I'll put up a picture of some of the first irises that come into bloom on my property. They start blooming, around February, late February, early March, and they are the rock irises. And I absolutely love them. They're the first blooms that I get, and they are gorgeous. Now those blooms start on little corms. They are not I don't know the word, rhizotomaceous, whatever, that's the word I made up. But they don't grow on rhizomes, they grow on little corms. And they are absolutely gorgeous. And let me show you the second iris that comes into bloom. Now they are out of bloom right now, so I will post a picture of them. But I think these are called cat eyes. I inherited these from my stepmom, and I think they were absolutely gorgeous, as you can see in the picture above. Now these start blooming, late March, early April, just depending on the weather, and they are absolutely gorgeous. The next one that came into bloom, I was given, I traded some of my irises to Dan Owen, who does my tree pruning. I think these are called Immortality, and these are a reblooming white iris. Now these are just about done, and they were in bloom the same time as the cat-eyed irises. Now, a different type of iris is, they're all, these irises, the Immortality, and I think even the cat eye, are counted as bearded irises. They grow on rhizomes, and they're pretty much indestructible. This is another gorgeous variety that Dan Owen gave me. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the purple colors, but you can see why they're called bearded irises. If you look really closely inside, they have a little beard. Now here's another gorgeous one. This is another bearded iris. I can't remember the name of this one, but this is one of the first irises that I planted, and I've divided them many times. When I say rhizomes, they are a thickened stem that you plant so that it is just resting on the surface of the soil. It's buried just a little bit, but you still want to be able to see it when you plant it. If you bury the rhizome too deeply, then it will die. And I will link up at the top a video I did on how to divide irises and how to plant them, and it'll show you how to plant them. Now here's another one of my irises. I think this is called Batik. This is another iris that was in my video where I divided the irises. Irises are really easy to take care of. Once you plant them, the thing you need to make sure is, number one, obviously, like I said before, don't bury the rhizome too deeply. And then after that, they can take serious drought, they can take water, they can take just about anything you throw at them, including the compost pile. I've had irises where I've put them in the compost pile and had them continue growing months later. Now here's a different variety of iris. This one is a variegated iris. Absolutely gorgeous. These also grow on rhizomes, but they are absolutely gorgeous. These smell like grapes. And once the flowers are done, the foliage just is a wonderful accent in the garden. Here's yet another color. This one is just kind of a light blue with a purple edge to it. This one just opened today and I love it. It's got the yellow, it's got the purple falls and then the yellow, I don't know what the center's called, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And this one's more red. Now this group of iris used to be the second earliest bloom. This group right here, I divided. It was a huge patch that had been in the ground for a long time, but it did not get any water here for a while. And so these irises right here, they're small because they did not get any water, but they survived. Now that they're going to be getting water, now that I've fixed the irrigation system, this should fill out again. Let me see if I could find one of the flowers and show you what it looks like. Okay, actually, the dump truck ran over this group of iris, and they are going to be just fine. You know, it broke a few at the base, but you know, they can handle just about anything. So, and it looks like the last flower that was here that I was going to show you got smashed. But they can get run over by dump trucks. They can tolerate just about anything but being planted too deep. Although I do have to tell you that even when they're planted too deep, they can come back. This iris right here was rescued from my mother's yard, and this is just a temporary planting place for it. It's going to be moved, but when we did the irrigation right next to it, a ton of dirt got piled on top of it, and I thought I lost it because I couldn't even find them anymore. But they pushed out a bunch of new growth. I will dig them up and replant them, and they should be fine. So right now it's mid-May, and we've had irises blooming since the end of February. And my white iris behind me, the Immortality, should rebloom again once more in August. So that's a really long bloom time. Now there's one other variety that I'm going to show you that also grows by corms, and it's the Dutch irises. I have some that are blooming right now and some that are getting ready to bloom. And let me show you what they look like. So let me show you what the buds look like first. These also grow by corms. We've got a group of them here that were planted in 2009 or something like that. And these are going to be blue with a little bit of yellow on them. Now these don't grow by rhizomes, they do grow by corms. Let me show you the white ones that are open. So here are my white Dutch irises. They're a little bit dirty from the rainstorm, but look how pretty those are. They have a little bit different shape than the regular bearded iris, but they're an absolute gorgeous addition to your garden. And they bloom about the same time as the regular irises, so they don't extend the bloom time, but they add to it with their gorgeous forms and colors. Now the last reason I love irises is they remind me of my grandmother. People have been growing irises for generations, and I think they are absolutely gorgeous. Some people think they are old-fashioned, but I like that about them. They're enduring in the garden. They can be passed down from generation to generation, and I think they are absolutely lovely. So if you want an indestructible flower that gives you a long bloom time, is easy to grow, and has a lot of different forms that can add color to your garden, then definitely try out all the different varieties of iris. One of the types of iris that I didn't mention is Siberian iris. If you have boggy places on your property, the Siberian iris would grow really well there. And because I don't have a Siberian iris to show you a picture of my own, I'll just find a picture and put it up there to show you what it looks like. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.